Going on, everybody? Blue Jays win 6-3 over the Seattle Mariners. They moved to 19-20 on the year. The race back up to 500 is on. And before we get into recapping the game, I would just like to say this is much better baseball that we're watching. I was thinking in the middle innings, when it was a tie game, or even when we were down by a run, and that I don't want this to sound bad, but whether we won or lost, I was okay with it because the baseball was at least entertaining and it was being well played. There weren't a bunch of errors being made. There weren't a bunch of mental miscues and things like that. The pitching, we were throwing strikes. We weren't walking the ballpark. And ultimately, we did get the W, but it was just refreshing to just see good fundamental baseball being played. And, to get the good result is just on top of it because we all want to make the playoffs. We all want to win World Series. We all want our teams to do all those things. But we also enjoy watching baseball, and 162 games is a really long time. So if the end result is all that matters to you, it's a long, long season. Anyways, just wanted to kind of get that off my chest to start off here. So, pitching matchup today was Evans versus Francis. And Francis has looked pretty up and down, hot and cold for us lately. He started off the year really well, and then he got hit around a lot. Obviously, he's let up a ton of home runs this year. He's first in the majors in that regard, which, is not sustainable. You're going to have a really hard time being effective if that is the case. But, let's get into it. So through the first inning, still 0-0. Both pitchers looked pretty good early on. Evans was able to get the top of the second out. Springer grounds out. Kirky singles. Then he gets Barger to strike out and Clement to line out. So he was looking pretty good early on. Bowden Francis himself looking good. He got Cal Raleigh to pop up in the bottom of the second, or Rosarena to strike out before letting up a home run to, you guessed it, Rowdy Tellez, who has just been going off on the Blue Jays this season. He's the new Ryan Mountcastle and Brian Baker rolled into one. The resentment of being traded. He's been unreal against us, but not so much against anybody else. So kind of hate to see it, but is what it is. 1-0 Mariners through 2. And it remains that way up until the bottom of the fourth when the Mariners start to pull away with things a little bit. Rodriguez singles, Raleigh walks, so you get first and second, nobody out. And then a Rosarena doubles, scoring Rodriguez, moving Raleigh up to third base, making it 2-0 Mariners. Tellez pops out, Tavares hits a sac fly, making it 3-0 Mariners, and then luckily that was we were able to limit the damage there, as you got Mastrobuoni to fly out to center field, keeping it 3-0 through 4. Top of 5, though, Blue Jays answer back with Ernie Clement leadoff walk. Lucas flies out. Straw grounds into a fielder's choice, getting Clement out at second before Bo Bichette comes up and launches to right center field, 377 feet, making it 3-2 Mariners. We're right back in this thing. Vibes are high. It's great to see Bo hitting home runs, hitting for power in general. Just really good stuff there to see. Guerrero then walks, Varsho flies out, ending the inning. But 3-2 through the top of the fifth, and it remains that way through the bottom as Francis is settling in. And despite the 3 runs, Bowden Francis did a great job with his pitch count in this one. We needed a little bit of length out of the rotation, and we're finally getting it in this one here. So really good stuff out of him. Evans comes back out to pitch the 6th. George Springer leads off with a single, and that chases to Spire out of the bullpen. Kirky then singles, so we got first and third with none out, hoping to get a big inning out of this. Barger grounds into a fielder's choice, scoring the run at least, so not ideal, but it wasn't a double play, and it did score the run before Ernie Clement strikes out and Nathan Lucas strikes out. So it's 3-3. Like I say, this was about the time where I was like, hey, at least this is, I know it's not the perfect result, but at least it's entertaining, and at least the guys are trying, and it looks like they want to be there. And that's all you can really hope for. And then luckily, it continues on. So Bowden Francis comes back out, gets a 3-up, 3-down in the bottom of the 6th. Again, greatly needed. Brash comes in, who's unreal, the Canadian kid for the Mariners bullpen there. He gets Straw to strike out, Bichette to ground out, walks Guerrero, and then Varsho to strike out. Bottom of 7, Bowden Francis still in the game. Gets Tellez to fly out, Tavares to strike out, Mastrobuoni singles, and then Williamson reaches on an infield single to second base. So he's chased from the game with runners on first and third. Mason Fluharty comes in, gets the out. He gets Crawford to fly out to center field. And Fluharty is now in that Brendan Little, Jimmy Garcia kind of circle of trust there for the setup. I won't put them in with Hoffman because Hoffman is the closer, a little bit of a different thing there. But he's right up there for me in terms of the trust right now. And he has been amazing. I saw a stat. He'd faced, I think, 47 batters since that Mets series, and he's let up 1 hit in that time. Something crazy like that. It's just ridiculous what this guy is doing. Moving on to the 8th, Vargas comes into pitch, walks Springer. Springer steals second. Kirky flies out. Barger singles to right, scoring Springer. It's great to see Barger coming through clutch like that. He knocked in a run while getting a fielder's choice earlier in the game, and then here he gets the flat-out single to score Springer and keep the rally kind of going there. Ernie Clement singles, moving Barger up to third base before Nathan Lucas strikes out. Ernie Clement steals second base, and he's been great on the base pass. Actually, this team as a whole, when they decide to steal, they've done a quite good job, and Kirky throwing runners out on the other side of it. For a team that isn't necessarily the fastest in baseball, we've done quite a good job with the stolen base differential there. Miles Straw comes up in a 4-3 ball game with 2 outs. Barger's on, Clement's on, and Miles Straw singles through right field, scoring Barger, scoring Clement, making it 6-3, giving that little bit of breathing room, giving those insurance runs. And again, we've mentioned this before, this is something this team has refused to do all season long. But just great stuff from Miles Straw, and it's great because you look at the heroes of this game, and it's, Addison Barger came through with a clutch hit and drove in another run. Miles Straw getting the timely single. Yesterday, Nathan Lucas comes up and hits a 2-run home run. Kirky has been solid like the last couple of weeks now. He's been getting single after single. He's almost hitting 300 again. He's up to like 280 or something like that. Really, really good stuff all throughout the lineup. These guys are finally acting like they want to earn jobs, and it's been really nice to watch these last few days after a couple of weeks of just the worst baseball you've ever seen in your life. So quite the turnaround. Let's hope this continues. Bottom of 8th, Mason Flaherty comes out again, and he just goes 1-2-3 because of course he does, keeping it 6-3 going into the 9th. Bizzardo's in pitching for Seattle, gets Varsho to line out, Springer to strikeout, Kirky singles again before Barger grounds out. 6-3 headed to the bottom of the 9th, Jeff Hoffman comes in, and we've got the old Jeff Hoffman back. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts, see you later. Blue Jays win 6-3. Quick recap over the box score just to see if I miss anything. So Bichette stands out. He was 2 for 4. Vladdy went 0 for, but he had 2 walks. Varsho went 0 for 5. Don't like to see it, but whatever. Kirky 4 for 5. Huge game out of him. Barger 1 for 5, but the 2 ribbies, you take it. Clement 1 for 3 with the stolen base. Lucas 0 for 4. Not good, but you know what? Yesterday he hit the 2-run home run, so whatever. Out of your 8 spot, you'll take it. Miles Straw, 1 for 4, but the big hit was the 2 RBIs. So yeah, contributions up and down the lineup, a well-rounded, balanced offense right now. The pitching was phenomenal, and the Jays win 6-3. Bowden Francis going 6 2/3, 89 pitches, great stuff. Really efficient by him. Gets us to Flaherty and Hoffman to lock it down. They did it. So no complaints at all. We are happy with this outcome. Did you guys watch the game? What are your thoughts? Drop a comment below, all right? We'll talk to you later.